Holy shit. The queue for logging in was nearly in the thousands. Alright. Get to explore this neat old city with me. Town Hall is pretty impressive, isn't it? I bet you didn't guess that the mayor actually lives there. These days, Mildly also has us using it as an emergency shelter, but the history books say it was originally an auction house. I reckon that's why it's so fancy. Oh yeah, the auction house. This is straight up the city from 9, isn't it? Over here. Huh. The tournament place. Okay. See, I barely played 9, but even I remember that. Okay. Hey. None of the locals we passed appeared terribly distressed. As fiends surmised, incursion must be a common occurrence. That must be Lamille. Heavens, I can smell the herbal aroma from here. Why, if it isn't our new friends, thanks again for making short work of our foes. If you've gone to the trouble of seeking me out, I can only assume it's for a good reason. You want to help me? Odd, but I'll consider it. Before anything else, though, I must insist you drink our signature remedy, Sleepless Rhapsody. Everyone's a fan. You may find it the teensiest touch too sour for your taste, but it'll set you alright. Just tip it down your throat. Oh.
Well, what do you think? It's a traditional Malala recipe. Got that right. Don't worry, the tingling means it's working.
I'm put in mind of the gelatin I had at the studium. Nutritious, they assured me.
I can relate all too well. It's not unlike the syrup leader used to make. Black as pitch and sour as sin. Though, there's no better cure for fatigue.
You know, Raha, going to bed at a reasonable hour would be the best cure. Oh, that's... I do feel shockingly refreshed.
Perhaps it stimulates the body's ability to process ether and hastens regenerative functions.
Indeed, it does. It also counteracts some of the effects of excess lightning, and helps to calm the nerves besides.
Which is why you serve it whenever there's a breach in the barrier.
Our Malala ancestors came from the lushest of lands, so they developed all sorts of natural remedies. We strive to carry on their traditions. And I'm sure you see why. Really hits the spot, doesn't it? Now, welcome to Treno.
I see how drinking that would be unifying, and it's impressive that they have maintained the tradition here, so far from the Malala's native lands. Given its ability to counteract lightning influence on the body, that remedy could be of use to people of Alexandria as well. I am certain Lamo would be more than happy to offer it to them. I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? Well, I'm Lamo. That was me announcing our victory earlier. And since grandmother sent you to help with repairs, you'll know I'm her grandson. I'm in charge of resolving any problems the people of Treno may have. My favorite kinds of work include taste testing menu items, carrying medium-sized objects, searching for lost possessions of immense value. Oh, and it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Ah, yes, the repairs. Are you certain you want to be put to work? If you come all the way to visit us, you must have had more important things in mind. And you've already helped protect the city. Actually, our goal was to ascertain the present state of the Mist Continent. The whole continent? Did you come from across the sea? Not exactly. We've actually come from Alexandria. Alexandria? Are you quite sure? No, sorry. Of course you're sure. Would be rude of me to doubt you. It's just it's not every day we get visitors, let alone from a nation that up and vanished. I know that it must come as something of a shock, but this is our first time in Treno, and we should like to get to know the city and its people. That is why we proposed lending a hand to those in need. I see. In that case, Why don't you help distribute this remedy to the rest of our people? Ordinarily, everyone would have already come for our cup, but the fiends made quite a mess this time. Might be a while before some can step away from their work. Never fear, though. Even if their hands are busy, they'll be more than happy to spare a few words for fascinating folks from afar. We would appreciate that. Thank you, Lomol. You were the ones doing me a favor, honestly. Here, take this batch. I'll deliver some to Town Hall, so you can attend to the areas you haven't seen yet. Like Meal, Lemuel seemed taken aback by mention of Alexandria. Perhaps they had friends or loved ones who disappeared along with it. If we split up, we can spend more time speaking with the locals while ensuring everyone receives their remedy. Could you each take a proportion? I too should be glad to dole out a few servings. Wonderful, let me divide this up. So, yo, why don't you make rounds of the southern part of the city? Ra and I shall tend to the north. Right, let's go and acquire some insights. Luckily, I already explored that area. Oh, I don't know you. Hello, please don't be offended, but this part of the street is off limits. No, not only to you, of course. It's just that there's a lot of damage and it's dangerous for anyone to pass at the moment. In general, you should stay away from the streets that are in need of repair. Or just a suggestion, but please do. You must be one of those visitors Lamel mentioned. Odd place to be visiting, though. Oh, you came to deliver the remedy. Thank you kindly. I was hauling beast carcasses in for processing and copped a good dose of discharge energy for my troubles. It brought on Levin sickness, something fierce. Still, we don't go hunting outside the barrier, so we don't want to waste any part of the creatures that find their way in. Pelts that are highly charged with lightning ether are most valuable, of course. Tan them with the right stuff and you can turn them into protective clothing that keeps you from getting zapped. The beasts you felled will all be put to good use. Thanks again. What's over here? While you're passing through, you should chuck a coin in that fountain over there. It's supposed to be good luck. Trino has quite a few coin-based superstitions come with the territory of being a trading port, I guess. Come to think of it, I wouldn't be surprised if the fountain thing was started by a merchant hoping for good luck with their sales. Is there anything this way? Okay. Just scenery. You're that mighty monster slayer I saw earlier. It's an honor. And you've brought me Sleepless Rhapsody. Bless you. I'm dead on my feet after that battle. We don't usually have that many beasts breaking through at once. Practice keeps one's skill sharp, though, so in a way, I'm glad for it. And I learned a thing or two from watching you. Oh, I can hardly wait to get to work on my grimoire. I have a number of ideas for improved geometries. The thoughtful application of new learning is what keeps our ancestors' magic alive and flourishing. There's a fresh face if I ever saw one. And what's that in your hand? Oh, don't mind if I do. Safety inspections take priority, but the battle doesn't feel over until I've had a cup of Sleepless Rhapsody. I'm proud to say that I have some small part in preparing it too. The herbs come from my very own growery. One of the greatest discoveries of our time is that seeds carried in by invading creatures can be cultivated into remarkable plants. Plants with the potential to mitigate the lightning effects. And with as many hides as we have this time, not to mention stomachs, it's entirely possible we'll find new variety of herbs among our harvest. What is over here? Welcome, newcomer. This is our little patch of pasture right here. We raise birds mostly. They give us a good supply of eggs and meat, but more importantly, their feathers make the softest pillows. Finished with your supply of remedy as well, have you? I expect the scent will linger on our clothing for days. Between the three of us, we ought to have covered every area aside from Lemmel's. One of the people I spoke with asked me to pass something along to him, but he hasn't returned yet. In the meantime, shall we discuss what we have learned?
Fascinating. I appreciate your thoroughness in recounting the details. I too learned much, as I helped to treat the injured's wounds. The Malala's curative magics appear identical to Spheen's. This means that either her tutor was a Malala as well, or that the art had spread all throughout the Ninth. Then there are the symbols and tomes. which are highly reminiscent of Arcanima. If these elements indeed originated with the arcane geometries of the South Sea Isles, as in the source, 'tis curious that they have developed in so similar a manner on this shard.
Mind you don't share that with any other graduates of the Faculty of the Arcane, lest they beat you to publication.
Did you learn aught of note, Raha?
I spoke with one of Treno's storekeepers about how they obtain their supplies. Though they are few and far between, other settlements yet exist on the Mist Continent, with a rail system facilitating the flow of goods between them. Unfortunately, barrier breaches trigger an emergency failsafe on the main line, so the train is presently stopped at a midway point until operations can resume. There are also maritime routes, but they see only occasional use. Often, as now, Treno must make do with what is to hand.
In addition to this constant state of scarcity, much of Treno's populace suffers from Levin sickness, not to mention the frequent attacks on the city and the resulting casualties. Yet everyone we've spoken with seems undaunted by these hardships. They are not only surviving, they are happy in spite of it all.
Where there is life, there is hope. And when one believes in a better future, a tomorrow even the slightest bit brighter than today, there is naught to be done but build it. Until, stone by stone, the city rises.
A noble city with noble purpose.
Is aught the matter, Lowell?
I think I've dropped something and now I can't find it anywhere. I'm doomed.
Oh, is it this by chance? While I was distributing the remedy, I was asked to pass it along to you.
Yes! That's it! Yes! I'm not doomed.
Is that a tracking device?
You've a keen eye for technology. This thing picks up on the ether of the creatures that get through the barrier.
That explains how you knew when they'd been vanquished.
Exactly. It shouldn't show anything now, but I can switch it on like so. Say, how'd you like to meet my sister Ayane? She's an electrope engineer, so she knows all sorts of interesting stuff.
I take it she also built that device.
Oh yes, That's my sister. She's a genius. Everyone says so. And she won't kill me in front of other people. Probably. I mean, wouldn't it be interesting to watch her work? Maybe you can even help. It'd be, you know, edifying? Please! I beg you! Please!
I suppose that's that then.
One wonders how fearsome this Annie truly is. If Trino's barrier is similar in design to Alexandria's, should we assume that electro technology is standard here as well? At the moment, A&E should be waiting just past that park. Let's be off before anyone changes their mind. Lamelle's sweating rather profusely. Whenever we meet an engineer from some distant land, I can't help but wish to introduce him to our friends at the ironworks. Such a firestorm of questions there would be. Oh, whoops. Alright.
Ah, our visitors. Thanks for lending a hand earlier, but what brings you here? Lamel, what did you do?
You know that, advanced monster tracking, what's it? It may be a teeny tiny bit,
You broke it again? How many times must I tell you that we're running low on electrope? I'm an engineer, not a bloody miracle worker.
I beg your forgiveness. I'm on my knees and everything, see? And since we have guests, can't you let it slide? Just this once?
He dragged you here just so I wouldn't tan his hide, didn't he? You'd never believe he's the elder sibling. I'm so sorry.
Please, don't be. We're glad for the opportunity to meet you. And Lummel mentioned that you might have some work we could assist with.
There are guests, Lummel, not servants. Must we have the manners talk again?
Please don't misunderstand. We asked to help, that we might learn what life is like in Treno. And with your expertise, we also hoped you could tell us more of how the city utilizes electrope.
If that's the way of it, then I'd be happy to share what I know.
When you spoke earlier, it sounded as if Treno had little electrope to spare. It's difficult to procure, I take it.
We never have as much as we need. And much of what we do have is repurposed. Well, you'll find me digging through the scrap heap whenever some vital device or another breaks down. Repairing that old barrier should be our highest priority. But we just don't have enough electrope on hand to do a proper job.
And the longer we go without access to the mine, the worse it'll get. If only we could scare those beasts away.
Did we not pass through a mine on the way here?
You got rid of them. Just like that.
So, the mine is safe for mining again. Hooray!
Leave the mining to your big brother. All you have to do is fix the tracker.
Yes, very well. If you go, do be careful. And once you get the machinery up and running, make sure to send some electrope over to the barrier service station.
Though we've cleared the mine, there is no telling what else waits outside the barrier. Shall I accompany you?
I'm so glad you asked. Seriously, I don't know what I'd do if I'd had to go alone.
As we did pass through but recently, I expect Raha can keep him safe without our help. In the meantime, shall we assist Ayane with her repair work?
They put one in mind of another pair of siblings we know, don't they? Huh. What Alfie and Alice? I entirely forgot to ask your names. Do forgive me. I am Cryo, and this is Yo. Accompanying Lemul is Gratia, our own technology enthusiast. It's lovely to meet you. It feels strange putting you to work, but I'd be lying if I said I don't need the help. In the week of events like this, I presume a great deal of labor is required to restore everything to working order. The volume of fixes that need making is one matter, but I could handle it if it weren't for these legs of mine. The paralysis flares up at the worst times, I swear. I can manage a bit of shuffling from one station to the other on a good day, but I usually leave racing around the city to my brother. With him off to the mine, though, someone else needs to take care of the lightning sprites. They're drawn to discharge ether of slain creatures. I'd offer you the detector to make tracking them down easier, but seeing as Lamol has managed to break it again, I do have this, though. Toss some at a sprite, and you can suppress its ability to sense ether nearby. That usually gets them wandering out of the city towards more fertile ground. So we need to fight them? We find it safer not to. When threatened, they'll siphon energy from facilities. We need to keep our medical services running, or emit bursts that overload nearby systems. For the same reason, I recommend you stick to thoroughfares that will allow you to spot them well in advance. I would hate for you to be injured while helping us. Understood. Excuse me. Well, we'll want to split up again to cover more ground. Are you ready to go? I appreciate the help. I'll be working on the detector while you're away. Though you can scan the area thoroughly, you see no lightning sprites. Lightning sprites. The time to test your tossing arm has arrived. Oh, it's one of these. You're back. Were there many sprites? Just a handful on your route then. Could be worse. Still, it's important to keep the city free of them. We're much obliged. Cryle is taking a while. Being new to the city, if something were to happen, she wouldn't know where to go for help. Would you go check on her? She started off in the direction of the town hall. Though there are several diminutive folk about, none appears to be Cryle. Perhaps one of them spy her passing through. You're looking a mite lost there, lad. I can help with. You seen a woman in a yellow hood. I presume you mean Cryle. I had a grand old chat with her earlier. Not to mention she saved my hide. Can't believe I missed that lightning sprite till it was right on top of me. It's thanks to her that I got out unscathed. Bit awkward striking up conversation after that, and it's been a while since I talked to anyone I haven't known my whole life. She's a kind lass, good at putting folks at ease like Malio Lee. I quite enjoyed telling her about the city. When we were done chatting, she went off towards the canal, had a touch of melancholy about her, though, and I wasn't sure why. Melancholy. Didn't think it was something I said, but I knew that if it was, saying more wouldn't help, so I let her go. I reckon she'd welcome the company of a good friend right now.
Were you looking for me? I only intended to sit down for a moment, but I must have lost track of time. Will you lend me your ear? The source and the ninth. Someday I will have to decide which one to call home. The thought has lingered like a storm cloud in my mind. I've tried to ignore it, remind myself that we have more important matters to contend with. But I cannot keep drifting between these worlds forever. When I first learned the truth of my past, I assumed it would have no bearing on my future. The Source was my home, and the students of Baldessian my purpose. But after meeting my parents, it struck me that to simply choose the Source would be to abandon them. And not only them, but a home I could have loved, had my life gone as it should have. That is why I had to learn more of this place, and the me I could have been. I feel even less certain than before. Though we are strangers to them, these people have welcomed us as if we are their own. It's like speaking with old friends. And knowing now the challenges they face, what would it say about me if I just left them behind and returned to the Source? Is that who I am? Who I was meant to be? Or is this where I belong?
Thank you for listening. I'm a little less afraid to face the answer now, whatever it may be. And when I find it, I hope you'll be there. But we've kept A&E waiting long enough. Let's hurry back. Trifling though it was, I feel that the work we've done has helped me gain a better understanding of Treno. The countless small actions taken by myriad people every day are what make a place what it is, after all. I'm glad you're both back safe and sound. Now we can relax until my brother does the same. With your friend escorting him, he can't get himself into too much trouble. Unless he stumbles down the stairs into town again, I suppose.
That reminds me. The structures near the barrier all seem to be designed for Milala. Is there a reason that those in the center of the city are so much larger?
Oh yes. The center is the oldest part of Treno, built by the Hewn and the Eldite before the Milala came.
So, Treno predates the Milala's arrival?
The mayor at the time was kind enough to take our ancestors in, and gave them leave to establish their own residential quarter.
Yet I have seen naught but Milala since we came to the city. Where did the other peoples go?
Alexandria. In the closing days of the Storm Surge, when death and destruction were everywhere, they believed it would be safer. Treno didn't have a barrier at first, you see. But one of our industrious brethren had served as tutor in the royal household, and returned to us with knowledge of the barrier's design. It's thanks to him that the city survives to this day.
Might I ask a more personal question? We previously uncovered some records pertaining to the Milala's past. In them, it was written that the Milala left their paradise of eternal summer when a great calamity froze their isles. Understandably, all were not content to leave their homeland behind. Some attempted to return using the same power that had brought them here, but they found the way closed to them. Never again has the golden path opened that allowed their ancestors to flee to safety. Tell me, were that golden path to open once more, and you were to find the Milala homeland restored to its former glory, would you go back?
I'd certainly like to see that paradise of eternal summer for myself. Who wouldn't? But it wouldn't be going back. After all, my one and only home is here. Treno, this run-down, beat-up, beautiful city.
You truly love it, don't you?
Do you know what the speaker said when the Milala came to this place? O life, flourish on this faraway shore. Unfurl your fragile petals with fearless joy. Let this sky grant shelter from darkest storm, and here bloom, hand in hand, forevermore. We never forgot those words. Not my ancestors, nor my grandmother, nor my brother and me. That boundless optimism, that communal spirit, that is Treno. No matter what comes or how hard it gets, we'll choose joy over fear and stand together. There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Nowhere else you'd rather be. Perhaps it really is as simple as listening to your heart.
Grandmother used to tell us stories of the Malala homeland all the time, but it was the part where the ocean froze over that always fascinated me the most. The vast open sea turned to ice. Imagine. Earlier, you said that your brother couldn't get into too much trouble if he was with Raha, but how much trouble is that precisely? One would think they ought to have returned by now. Conversely, I hadn't expected to see the two of you again so soon. I take it Melila's curiosity is stated. For the moment, I gave her a brief account of the situation in Alexandria, as well as events involving the key. She was most interested in the latter. In fact, it seems she knows of the relic long before we did and wishes to discuss it with everyone. Would you be able to join us? I should love to go straight away, but we are awaiting Raha's return. As we speak, Mail Lee herself is making her rounds through the city. We have time. I wasn't certain if we should divulge any information concerning the key, but Alexandria's present location is difficult to explain without mentioning it. Fortunately, it turned out for the best. I have in mind to re-establish diplomatic relations with Trino, but it goes without saying that there are logistical challenges given our respective locations. The least of these is that any travel would require passage through Tural. To begin with, I shall have to consult with Gosan in the Vow of Resolve. If the Malila arrived in Trino immediately after fleeing the source, I can understand how its mayor might be privy to knowledge of the key, particularly when that mayor is Malia herself. Alexandria, the kingdoms past the mountains, the one that vanished. I had wondered where Elot came from, but that wasn't my first guess, or my fifth for that matter.
We're back! The mine is in working order, I'm pleased to say. Electrope is being delivered for the barrier even as we speak.
Have you two finished regaling the mayor?
We have. Though she has her own story to tell. Of the key, in fact. We thought you might like to join us at the...
This is an evacuation alert. All citizens, please proceed to emergency shelters. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelters. The Doom train is approaching. Repeat, please proceed to emergency shelters.
The Doom train? Wasn't that one of Lindblom's weapons of war? You know of it? I've never seen it myself, but according to Zelenia, it was an armored vehicle used to transport war beasts to the front. In order to prevent them from running wild ere their deployment, a powerful arcane entity was housed in the engine.
The end of the war didn't slow it one bit. Quite the contrary. Fueled by lightning ether, it's been speeding across the continent ever since. The Doom train and its beasts bring death and destruction everywhere it goes. It's a veritable calamity on rails. It passed near Treno some years ago, claiming many lives, including our parents. I must go and repair the barrier as swiftly as possible. Without it, we haven't got a chance.
You can't be serious! You'll never finish in time, and you'll be right in its path.
I have to try. For Treno.
Yane, no!
It seems my services are required once more.
I'll go with you. Perhaps my knowledge of Electrope will be of use.
wish I were a fighter like you two. Keep her safe, will you? Please?
While destroying the Doom Train would be preferable, we should seek to delay its advance at the very least.
You can't be thinking of fighting it head on. That's madness.
I have to do it.
If your mind is made up, there may be a way. There's a freight depot not far from us. We can use the train that stopped there.
Raha mentioned that before, did he not?
The Doom Train will have to pass through the depot to reach Treno. And since the evacuation alert was only just triggered, we might be able to reach it first.
So, we commandeer this freight train, match our speed to the enemy's, and use it as a platform from which we launch a sustained counteroffensive. Is that your proposal?
It'd be better than trying to smash the bloody thing before it runs us all over. And if it might save Ayane, I'll do whatever it takes. Let me drive the train. That will leave you free to concentrate on the fight.
Lummel.
I need to grab a few things. Meet me by the gate.
While it's not in our nature to stand idle at a time like this, we should consider how best to apply our individual skills. If anyone can stop a speeding weapon of war, it is Yo, but we must also recognize the threat posed by its company of beasts. If its influence is so powerful that even as it barrels ahead, enthralled creatures continue to follow it, then the train may well gather additional minions as it draws near. There is no telling how many will charge Treno's gate, so we should prepare for the worst. Perhaps Yastrola and I ought to remain on guard here. I'm inclined to agree. While you remove the head of this metal serpent, we will attend to the defense of the city. Among other things, we must do what we can to ensure the citizens get to shelter before the fighting begins. Godspeed. I really could have gone without a Doom Train attack today. Right, the place we're headed is the Bentini Depot. Although Treno has its own railway station, our assistance from earlier left it in need of significant repairs. Thus, we'll be taking a hover cargo. My friend here has volunteered for the mission, and yes, I did explain the dangers. The cargo is equipped with the portable barrier, and frankly, I'm great at my job. I guarantee our safety during the ride. What happens once we get to Bentini? Well, that's your problem. It certainly is. Let me know when you're ready to move out. Hour 6 minutes. Alright. I'm gonna call it here. This be the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.